got this email here. Well, not an email, but Cambly message. And sometimes you would get message like this from parents that are just wanting to find programs for their children. This particular parent asked, well, they actually found me on YouTube. So you guys, when your name is out there in social media and you know, depending on what you use as far as your social media alias, then sometimes people will reach out to you on these types of platforms, people from other countries. And so I'm not sure what country this particular client is contacting me from, but as you can read, they say, "Hello, LaShundra. I found your video on YouTube and it is very impressive. You are a very professional teacher, nice, kind, and patient. I am looking for a teacher for my daughter. She is 8 years old, good listening, and willing to speak. Can you introduce more about Cambly Kids program? It follows a U.S. curriculum. Does it work well for second language learners? If we enroll, how much time estimated should spend for a grade 1 level achievement? Let's say 30 minutes, 2 days a week." So I'm going to respond here. And I'm going to say, "Hello, thank you for reaching out. And for the wonderful compliment. I am glad you enjoyed my teaching style." Okay, now I'm going to address the question. As far as how much time is necessary, oops, is necessary, it depends on her ability. I'll just say ability. You guys can tell this was not rehearsed. Ability to comprehend and remember words and phrases learned, as well as how much time she spends practicing outside of class. The more she speaks and uses the language in a natural conversational flow, the better and quicker her English will be. I think your timeline is realistic in regards to twice a week. It would be a good start as to not overwhelm her, but to also assess how she does. I'm sure you could make changes accordingly. I believe, oh no, I'm not going to say I believe. I will say, let me think. Sometimes I have to think it through. I'm going to send that part. It looked like a lot of typing there, didn't it? And so I'm going to tell them a little bit about my style. I like to make the class as natural as possible. Oops. You guys know how I do it. As natural as possible. And go off the student's strength. You guys, I have these nails on. I did my own nails, and these nails are making me type slow. And go off the student's strengths to better develop the weaknesses. This is something I learned a long time, you guys, teaching in the brick and mortar, and probably a lot of you already know this and haven't even been a teacher. When you really use someone's strengths to strengthen their weaknesses, then it makes it more beneficial and enjoyable. No one likes to keep doing something that they're not really good at and struggle. But when you use something that they are good at to enhance themselves, to grow themselves, to stretch them, then it makes it more enjoyable, and they start to really get excited about the growth. They start to see the growth as opposed to it just being frustrating. So I will incorporate different techniques and help her with words and expressing herself with growth and confidence. I believe, I'm going to say I believe. You really should just give concrete, confident statements. But in this situation, I'm going to say, I believe she will do well. Let me put a comma there. There you go. So I'm sending this off. Oops, I just put that lowercase I right there. I did not mean to do that. But, typos. I said the or she speaks. I meant the more. Hopefully, they can see that I meant more. Please forgive my typos. The more she speaks. So sorry. I'm just going to correct that. The more she speaks, the better she... Oh my goodness, these nails, you guys. I just want to pop them off. The more she speaks, the better she will get. Send. All right. So I'm going to send that there. Boop, boop, boop. All right. So hopefully you guys saw an example of what it's like if a parent was to find you, whether it be on social media or say they just used the platform and they were looking, going through videos and profiles and said, bing, that one, and had questions for you. So yeah, just give them a sincere answer. If you honestly feel that you are just not qualified for what they're asking for, then you don't have to say, I'm not qualified, but just honestly try to refer them elsewhere. Maybe you don't know off the top of your head another teacher or tutor that could help them. On Facebook, there are different communities, like the Cambly communities, or if you're on a different type of tutoring site, then on Facebook, a lot of times you would find a community, and maybe you would jump on and say, hey, does anyone specialize in working with this type of a client? You don't have to give client names. Please don't give out client names or specific or personal information. As you saw in the video example, you do not see my client's name. Don't give out specific examples when you're looking for help with these clients. Just say generally what the what the request is, and then a tutor could reach out and give you their tutor name, and then by all means pass that tutor's name on to the client with the tutor's permission. Don't just name drop people and they have no idea what's going on, but with the tutor's permission, agreed upon arrangement or whatnot, then you can pass on another tutor's name to a client. And so if you don't think it's something you can handle, then just say, well, normally or generally, my specialization is in this field. I do have another tutor that I could recommend to you. Or if you don't have a tutor you could recommend and you don't have any involvement in any other social groups with other tutors, then you could just maybe say, I do apologize. Perhaps if you filter through different tutoring options with specific information, you could find a tutor that will be better suited for your request. So keep it professional, you guys. And as always, TTFN.